Recently, Jackie Appiah was saying somebody on social media said she was getting married. They created a program for her, everything, and she knew nothing about it. And people do those things. A lot of things are false on social media. So you need to be very, very careful as to what information you are consuming. Well, social media in Ghana is like a two-edged sword. It can cut your coconuts to drink your water, and as well as it can cut your neck.
Hello and welcome to another episode of JAMA. I'm Maria.
And I'm JANIE.
And today we have the honor to host one of the biggest producers and directors in Ghana, Yvonne.
Yay! Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. It's so good to have you here today.
Thank you.
Even though you're actually hosting us.
Yes.
As one of your famous. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. So for the few people that don't know you, can you tell us a bit about you?
Well, Yvonne QUASHIGAH, I'm a film producer. I'm a Ghanaian. I was born here in Ghana, in Keta. I grew up there, went to school there, up to secondary school, and then came to Accra to do my sixth form, and then met a filmmaker called Atuyani, who impressed on me to go to the National Film and Television Institute. And I think it was the best decision I made concerning my life. And then after that, I worked in a film, an advertising company called Lintas Ghana, under Jacob Lamte, who was a stalwart in the advertising industry. So I trained as a copywriter, radio TV producer, and then later on became head of production, and then have been producing ever since. So I produced a lot of TV commercials, radio commercials, a lot of campaigns for big clients, including Unilever, Guinness, Barclays, Mechanical Lloyd, so many, GSMF, Ghana's Social Marketing Foundation, Johns Hopkins University Center for Communication Program, so many of them, the clients that we had at the time, GTP, a lot of fashion shows we produced. So in terms of TV, radio, and events, I was doing all that. So basically, that's what I have been. And over time, I've also set up my own production company called Farmhouse Productions. And since then, have been working as the chief farmer at Farmhouse because we are farmers of ideas. Farmers of creative ideas. So I'm the chief farmer.
Wow.
Okay. So far, how would you say is the film business or industry in Ghana?
Well, unlike Nigeria, where we watch with envy how they have been producing constantly, the Ghanaian film industry is still in the in its infant stages, even though the film industry in Ghana was much more developed than the Nigerian film industry in the past. Because our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, actually set up the Ghana Film Industry Corporation, which had massive injection of equipment and also had the foresight of sending film talents out to be trained as filmmakers. So I mentioned Mr. Atuyani. They were Mr. Atuyani, Kwanzaa, and Mr. Abekwe. All those big guys were people that were sent outside Ghana to train by the first president of Ghana. And so they returned and worked in the Ghana film industry. The unfortunate thing that happened is that the first president did not stay on for long. He was overthrown. And then the focus of the film industry started changing. So more documentary films were being made. So we didn't have a lot of feature films to show, even though quite some films were shot. Like I Told You So and all those Contact and all those films were made. Slowly the industry started declining. The video boom brought back some enthusiasm in the film industry. But currently we are still struggling because we don't have that much support. we're still looking for government support in the area of, giving us, even if it's policies that will enable us to perform, we would be very happy. Some of those policies are in place in terms of the National Film Authority, which has just been launched a few years ago, and they are putting together the structures for the industry to work. But we are still in the crawling stage. We are not yet running.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
Yeah. So the film industry has a big potential to be an industry that will draw a lot of attention to Ghana and create a lot of employment. But it is still a potential.
It's not there yet.
It's the reality. We are not yet realizing it. Yeah.
So, which of the actors and actresses became widely known through your series?
Well, I think that a lot of actors in the industry now.
Give us 5 names, the first that come to your mind now.
The rest will be fighting me.
Hey,
it's okay. Nobody will misunderstand us.
Well, so in terms of the first major production I did was Things We Do for Love, which featured current big stars like Adjetey Anang, who played Pusha.
Yeah.
We also have Jackie Appiah,
course.
who was Inyunam in Things We Do for Love.
Yeah.
We also have Majid Michel, who was Shaker. Then who else? So I mentioned 3, right?
3, yes.
Okay, so then the next one I did was Fortune Island, and that brought Yvonne Nelson, Prince Osei, David Osei,
Osei.
So that's Fortune Island. And then which other one again? Yolo, we have Fela Makafui, we have Aaron Adachi, all those guys that are coming out. So somehow we've been blessed with the opportunity of pulling out great talents every time we produce something. And for me, I'm not scared of bringing people who are entirely new into the industry, putting them in front of my camera, and
as long as they have
the talent. So, and that gives us great talent every time we work here.
So, how would you say the film distribution is in Ghana?
I've always said that the bane of our film industry is distribution. It's not even the money to fund the production of the films. Because if you are assured of the opportunity to sell your film and make money from your film, whatever investments that you've made into the film, you are able to recoup it and even some more. What would happen is that people who have money would start investing into the industry. So distribution has always been the bane of the industry. In the past, we had a lot of cinema houses that were there for our films to be shown. In fact, films to be shown, because those days they were showing foreign films like American films and Chinese films, Indian films. And cinema houses were scattered all over Ghana. And so when the video boom started, most of those cinema houses started transforming into like fixing video projectors so that they could show the films. But then over time, the film industry wasn't no longer thriving, and the patronage came down. So most of those cinema houses transitioned into churches and other things. So they were sold off. And then also the Ghana film industry, which was a company that had majority of the cinema houses, was also sold into private investors. And once the Ghana film industry was sold, it meant that the cinema houses were no longer, Ghana Films became a TV station. So the cinema houses were no longer of any interest to them. So when you look around, you see that most of them have been changed into churches and warehouses and stuff like that. That is one problem which made it very difficult for filmmakers to actually show their films around. And then we have Silverbirds, which has come, but then how many cinema houses do they have? They have the Accra Mall, they have the West Hills, and we have 30-something million people in this country. So you make a film and you cannot say that even 1% of the population would watch
Wow.
your content, because your film, because there's not many avenues for your films
To go to.
to go around. And so just a few people would watch your film, and it makes it very difficult for you to recoup the investment that you've put into your work. And that is why I was saying that distribution has been the biggest problem with this thing. We do not have a film distribution company in Ghana that specializes in distributing films in Ghana and also outside of Ghana, that has links with other distribution companies across West Africa, across Africa, and across the world. We do not have those people. So it's very difficult to now, if you make a film, you have to try and link up with a film company, a distribution company, either in Nigeria or in South Africa or some other place, to be able to have your film distributed across for you. So, and those that have those links are guard those links with jealously. So much so that, because the film industry says that we are all segmented and we are working like in our own silos. So it makes it very difficult for us to connect and share information and show how we can help each other. And so those that know about these film distribution companies, they don't really share that information. It's only one person, Peter Sedufia, who graciously gave me a link to a South African distribution company. And
why are they gatekeeping it?
I don't know, but that is, so it's difficult to produce a film and show it. Most people that have gone into it end up producing maybe one or two, and they pack up, you know. And so that is how the industry is working.
So are platforms like YouTube helping the distribution journey? Or
well, the YouTube has become it's a source of distribution for filmmakers, but it cannot be the main source, because the YouTube, once you put your content out onto YouTube, it's like you are practically putting it in the hands of everybody, because they just have to download and then have it on their laptops and be watching at any time. And once they download it, they will not pay you again for it. You understand? So I think that you would have to think about your distribution as a mix, whereby you produce the content, you put it in the cinema houses first, because there at the gate people would be paying, or at the box office people would be paying to watch. So that is the first step. Then probably the second step would be to find a distribution company to distribute it across geographic areas. So they might decide you might have a distribution company that distributes in West Africa or in Southern Africa or elsewhere. Once you finish with that, over time, then you think about television. So you are coming down the ladder. Do you understand? Then television too might take your content and make some payments for it. So you make some money. Before you think you will now put it on this thing. Even before TV, you might also do a video on demand. You see? So you might do video on demand. So you might think about Netflix, you might think about those other ones like the Amazon Prime, the Hulu, and those things, including our farmhouse.
And the application.
Yes, before you go to TV, because people even tend to record off TV.
Yeah, of course.
Do you understand? So you finish with that, you do TV before you come.
So it's the last resort.
The YouTube is often the last resort.
Wow.
You get it. So basically that is thing. So YouTube brings in some revenue, but
and awareness mostly.
Yes, and awareness, but it cannot give you revenue enough to be able to produce another film when you want it. You want it, yeah.
So that means there's a lot of pirating.
Yes.
When you post on YouTube.
Yeah, when you post on YouTube, there's a lot of even the video on demand platforms are all pirated now. You realize that people are able to crack to download from Netflix, from whatever.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to control. And what it makes it even more difficult for us is a platform called Telegram. People are
Yeah, I
able
think
to
people
download
go there
content and
to
put it on
watch.
Telegram.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have you've spent a lot of money to produce your content, and then you put it on maybe a VOD platform, and boom, they take it and then they put it on Telegram, and they will be boasting that look, I have it. You can come and
people
join
will just go there and watch it.
my thing and watch it for free.
Wow.
Do you understand? And people feel that is the thing to do, but they're killing the industry.
Stop
Yeah.
pirating, guys.
Stop pirates.
Yeah. In fact, you have to tell them it doesn't help
Yes.
anybody, because you may I make a film like Strike, a series like Strike. I managed to do season 1, I did season 2, and then it's on Telegram.
Wow.
And people have managed to put it on
Nice
Telegram.
as well.
And the thing about Telegram is that, unlike YouTube, where when somebody is infringing on your copyright,
Yes.
you report and then they take it down. Telegram, they don't mind you. You can send 1,000 emails, you won't get any response.
Wow.
And so it emboldens the criminals,
Wow.
you know, and it emboldens them to do what they are not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You get it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So nothing can be done about it.
Well, I've been saying that we are beholden to our governments, our policymakers, and the rest. If they see that the creative industry needs to be supported, the government, because we as individuals, we are not able to confront Telegram and get them to stop what they are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So governments probably can find a way to engage these companies and get them to start looking at copyright infringement as a major problem that they have been contributing to, so that they would stop, they'll find a way to stop it, just as YouTube is doing that. Besides that, we also, I know that the Ghana Police Service has a cybercrime division unit, which when you go in to report copyright infringement on your work and the rest, they are able to assist you to get these things done. And I've had the opportunity of dealing with them, I think twice, and they have been very, very responsive.
Wow.
And so we as filmmakers need to make use of those channels for us to be able to protect our work. The copyright office too is there, that we have to copyright our work.
Yeah.
If you copyright your work and you have the certificate that your work is copyrighted, when your work is infringed upon, the platforms that your work is being put on, like YouTube, they would be asking you to show what shows that this is your work. And the registration that you've done at the Copyright Office can help you to gain access to your work. Yeah.
Did the copyrights process change with the introduction of internet?
Not really. What the copyrights, not really, because for a long time, we've not been aware of issues relating copyright infringement. The internet and YouTube especially has made it quite clear to us, because you put a content on and you use someone's music. If you watch Things We Do for Love, we're using Horace Brown's Things We Do for Love. And those days, you just think up an idea and you think of a song and you think this song would fit it, and then you put it on it without thinking. But now on YouTube, anytime Things We Do for Love is played, Horace Brown makes money, not us, because he is his music we're using. So the internet has brought into focus the issues of copyright infringement. And those of us that are aware of it are beginning to see that if you are producing content, you need to make sure that you have your own sound, or you would have permission from an artist to use their work. So it's rather streamlining the industry. And for us, we are becoming more aware of these things, unlike before.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for me, I
because
think it's for good.
it's international standards basically that we are following.
Now, yeah,
Yes,
which is
YouTube
good, yeah.
is, because that's not happening only in Ghana, that's happening all over the world.
Yeah.
So if you're using a music that is of a certain singer,
Yeah.
even if you are in Ghana or Philippines or the US, the singer will get the money, not the movie.
Yes, yes.
So before the introduction again of internet, what challenges did you face in the movie industry, in the filmmaking, that are different from now and maybe have eradicated?
That is a very interesting question because there somehow I seem to be like a bridge between the new and the old.
Yes.
So I know what was pertaining in the past, and then I know what's happening now. Can you believe that in the past there were we had to use television,
Of course.
and then cinema houses. Basically, it was difficult to break into things. TV, for instance, if you shoot a commercial or whatever you do, it has to be vetted. We had only one TV channel, GBC. It had to be vetted on Thursdays, and your work must get to them before 10 o'clock. If it does not, then it means you have to wait till the next Thursday to get your work. We used to queue to edit our work. We used to borrow the same camera. There was a gentleman who had one Betacam camera. And then, so you had to tell him ahead and then book before you pick it up, because if you don't, someone else will take the camera. Now, all these things are accessible to us. It's the same way the advent of the internet has made it such that you can edit what we are doing right now, can be put together right now and uploaded right now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay? And so in response, even the TV stations have stopped that issue of setting a date that if you don't bring your work, you will. If I send an advert to a TV station right now, and I want it in the evening, it will be on in the evening, unlike before. Do you understand? It's the same way, if you manage to produce your content, the reception is much easier now than before. Okay, so the internet has sort of democratized the film industry, made it very easy. In the past, even the cameras we are using are very small. In the past, you carry the camera and there's a cable to the deck, which the recorder, where somebody is carrying and following the cameraman. That is the video. If you are shooting video, it's no longer like that. One person can use a camera to even film himself, edit it, and put it. You can even use your phone to do create a TV program. So there are lots and lots of things that technology has brought a lot of transformations.
Mostly positive, you would say?
Very, very, very positive. And for me, I think the internet even makes it much more easier. Let me tell you a story of the COVID era. When the COVID happened, most of us felt that we were going to be out of work.
Yes.
And so some companies I know started letting their staff off because they knew that we couldn't afford them. But what happened is that we realized that we could use the internet to continue to produce. So we started doing, even if you are doing a launch, you do virtual launch. If films were being released on the internet, and for people to watch and all that. In our situation, when we realized that our corporate clients were cutting back on the jobs that we normally do, and we were not going to have money, we decided to create what we call the Farmhouse Movies app, which is a video on demand app. And with the experience of YOLO, where when we upload YOLO onto YouTube, we gain a lot of viewership. So we decided that why don't we film something like YOLO and put it on our
application?
on our app and charge people to pay to watch.
Yeah.
And when we did that, normally we should have gone by the traditional means to advertise
Yeah.
the film that we've shot.
Yeah.
But what we did was we used the internet to advertise our film. So right now, it did not cost us much to produce. We shot Strike. In the past, we would have gone to pay TV stations to run adverts for us, or we would have asked them for some partnership to run the adverts and things, radio stations. We didn't go to any traditional this thing. We went straight onto
To the source, let's say.
the
Yeah.
internet, used the internet to publicize our work, and within 3 months, we got about 150,000
Wow.
subscribers.
Wow.
And now it's over 350,000
Wow.
subscribers.
That's,
So it means that the internet has come to make things much, much easier for we, the creative people.
That was my next question, actually, because I feel like you're a strong advocate of the new media.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've noticed, of course, is the development of the new application, the Farmhouse Productions. And my question was, how did you come up with this idea? But basically, you said that like it was a solution to the COVID
The COVID
situation.
But I've all along been thinking about how could we solve our problem of distribution in the film industry? Is there a way that we could use technology to leapfrog the problem
Yes.
that we have, the problem of distribution? And I felt that I also realized from the YOLO experience that a lot of the young people watch content on their phones. And we have, from my research, we have about 40 million lines, mobile lines in this country. We have about 60% of the population are young people from 25 down.
Yeah.
Down, you understand? And these are people that are tech savvy.
Mhm.
They are able to download apps. They are able to watch things online.
And this is
WhatsApp,
how they do everything.
Everything is on their phones. They are the ones that can use the Google locations, can do Snapchat and all that. So we've realized that if 60% of the population is able to navigate these things, and we can put our content there, design a content that resonates with them, that they would immediately like, we have the opportunity right there to be able to make some money from that. And that is how we created
The application. And we can find it on iTunes and Google Play, right?
You can find it on iOS and Google Play.
Google Play.
Yeah.
And then can a person like me that doesn't speak Tree see the movies and understand?
Of course, they are in English. What we are doing...
I think you have subtitles as
we
well.
have subtitles. They are in English, and then we also have subtitles because some of the people speak Pidgin English and all that. So we have subtitles. So we are able. There are people all over the world that are watching from Farmhouse movies. What we want to do going forward, our quest to leapfrog our challenges via technology, the use of technology. We are thinking that we could also have, when you open the app, you could, it would ask you whether you want to watch in English or you want to watch in French or Spanish or whatever. But that is the next step for us. And so we are moving step by step. And I believe that we are also looking for investors to come on board so that we would be able to upscale the app to a point where it would be as good as any video on demand app like Netflix or whatever.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
It's showing films made by Africans for Africans and Africans or people of African descent.
And not only.
And people that
Yeah, of
have
course.
Africa in their hearts.
Of course, yes, because I'm one of them. So I'm changing topic completely. I want to know, if you had ever any controversy or a backlash online, like, or for example, you produced a film and after a little while, an actor got involved in a controversy and that affected the film, or?
Oh, of course. People tend to, what we do is that when you are about to work with us, we have a contract that you sign.
Okay.
And within the contract, we would ask you whether you know of anything that can put our reputation in injure our reputation. So you would sign to all these things. And then you would, from the contract, you will know that you are supposed to behave in a certain way.
Yeah.
And we've not really had that much of backlash for anything. I mean, I know we produced something, YOLO, for instance. We've had one or two artists that have behaved in a particular way that we have had a lot of people talking online. But I believe that our messaging and our brand positioning has been carefully thought through, so much so that we do not cause such controversies. And so
it doesn't affect the film, basically?
No, not really. No, it does not. It does not. So we've not really have had to come out to apologize or to explain anything from the things that we've done.
Yeah, because I'm asking this question because, like something that before social media and before the internet would be small, right now with the social media, like one controversy can become huge and can spark a conversation that basically can film a whole production.
Yes.
And we have seen that in the past.
Yes.
But you're fortunate enough that you haven't.
We're fortunate enough. And for us, it's very, very important because some of the works that we've done, like Things We Do for Love, is a funded project and was supposed to address particular issues, health issues among young people. The same with YOLO and all that. So you have to be very, very careful in the selection of your cast to ensure that there are not people that will bring any controversy to your brand. Because there are a lot of big companies and agencies that are connected to whatever you are doing. And anytime we feel that something like that is about to rear its head, we are at liberty to either remove the person from the productions and all that. And we've done that a couple of times. Yeah.
So right now as well, there is a growing trend worldwide that the film industry, movies, series, whatnot, they're choosing actors and actresses based on their following on social media. Is this something happening in Ghana as well? They will bring their followers, they will bring a buzz into their work.
Yeah, right now, your following or your followers or your relevance on the internet is currency.
Of course.
People that have a lot of followers are even charging for posts.
Yeah.
You do understand? You have 1 million followers. It's money for you because a company could approach you and ask you to run their adverts on your channel, and you are paid for it. So it's huge. It's huge business now. And it's the same way the film industry, as we are having a multiplicity of avenues, channels for people. You now have to chase your viewership, your viewers, your customers. Okay, so you realize that they are more on the phones. You want to chase them. They are more on if the television viewership is reducing and mobile viewership is increasing. Now, and you are competing. Everything is competing with the other. TV is competing with your phone. You can sit in front of your TV, it's on, but you are on your phone. Watching things on your phone. You are not paying attention to your TV.
Yeah.
So we filmmakers too, we've realized
Yeah.
that it is important that we put people that have some level of following, because it makes you spend less when you want to advertise your project. When you finish making a film, it's less. Recently, we were producing for a client, and normally when we're producing for a client, we feel that it has to be done in secrecy. The client has to approve when we come out with our behind the scenes and all those things. We're talking with the client, and the client is like, start from the day you have started shooting.
Yes.
Start posting. Let people create the anticipation for your work, because there is no time. If you give us 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we won't be able to reach that many people as if you had started earlier. So start now. Do you understand?
Yes.
So our producers or people funding our works are beginning to see that if you wait till you make the film before you want to use traditional means to advertise the work, you will not get far.
Wow.
In the same way, if you do not use people that have such following, you will not reach a lot more people. When we were creating Strike, one of the key things that we did was to find out who is following who. If I'm casting, I want to be sure that you have some followers, because at the end of the day, I am going to rely on your following to advertise, advertise people to watch my work.
That's amazing, because a lot of directors don't admit to that.
You have to
In Europe, especially.
In Europe, maybe because there may be some backlash to it.
Yes,
but basically, for us, that we do not have the budget, advertising or promotion budget for promotion. We want to use as much what you can find around.
Yeah.
And for us, the internet is the low-hanging fruit that is out there that we can quickly plug to use to
create awareness.
And that is why
Makes
we do
sense.
that. But it doesn't mean that if I find a talent that is great and that I know it's really, really good and can cook, I shouldn't use them. I use them.
Yeah.
And so I blend them to work. And the key thing about production too is you must have really good story.
Yes.
If your story is good, if you have people who are not known, your work can still sell.
Yeah.
You must be able to have good production values. Your camera work, your sound, everything must be really, really well done. Then you must also use very good actors, and then you must promote it.
Yes.
So these 4 things are very important.
So what do you think about social media in Ghana?
Well, social media in Ghana is like a 2-edged sword for me. It can cut you your coconuts to drink your water, and as well as it can cut your neck.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But why though? Why are you saying that?
I'm saying that because there's a pros and cons to it.
Of course, yeah, like to everything.
You can use it to promote your work and sell and do good things. It's the same way it can become a gossip mill, and people just use it to create. Recently, Jackie Appiah was saying somebody on social media said she was getting married. They created a program for her, everything, and she knew nothing about it. And people do those things. A lot of things are false on social media. So you need to be very, very careful as to what information you are consuming. And that is the downside of it. People sit down and create lies and put out there in order to attract viewers, in order to attract likes and all that. And unfortunately, even our celebrities are also living a lot of lies in order to gain followers.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because we've come to see that following is
the currency.
The currency, as I said, yeah.
So that brings me to Is the income the actors and actresses getting from filming able to sustain them because of the lavish lifestyle they put online? Is it just from acting, or they do some side work to get it?
I don't think it's from films. I don't think what actors make is mainly from film, because I'm a producer. I know how much they are paid.
Yeah.
And for me, I wish that we were paying them as much as
Yeah.
they are
Yes.
supposed to be paid, because they do work very, very hard.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, in this part of the world,
Yeah.
we do not have the budgets
Mhm.
that other people, people in Europe and other places have for the
Yeah.
production. So they are not paid as much. So it means that they have to do other things. Some of them have side hustles, and you hardly find an actor that is solely relying on what they make from their film. They have to do other things. Some of them are, like I know some of them are lecturers, some of them have businesses, they have shops and all
Yeah.
kind of things that they have online shops and things that they do. They sell and things to make money.
So I feel like they don't really put light on that. So people will be thinking it's just from acting, and aspiring ones, when they come into the industry and they see that there's
They
no,
get disappointed. It's true.
So
It's true.
It's good
Definitely
to let them
true.
know that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just
It's true. But as I said, people are chasing clouds too on social media.
So when you first started, you were a one-man film crew.
Yes,
Most content creators right now are like that.
yes.
What advice would you give them
I think
for
that
best quality?
I think that you should learn a lot about your craft. If you are handling, you are using your phone to create your content, you must, right now there are so many tutorials online
yeah.
teaching people how to use your phone to film.
Great.
So you have to avail yourself to training. Then you must also be ready to learn from people who are already
There.
in that space. What are they doing differently that is attracting people to them that you are not doing? And you must look for those things.
Yeah.
And then also you must look for the unique, something that is unique, that can be unique to you,
Yes.
that you must be known for, that you are the only one that that is doing that, or that started doing that. Because when you do what people are doing, travel log, so you are also trying to do the travel log,
Yeah.
you might not be able to do it as good as the person who started 2 or 3 years before you.
Yeah.
So look for
Your niche,
your
let's say.
niche, and create and craft it and do it to the best of your ability.
I think they can draw inspiration, but they shouldn't rely on
Copying. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
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 And the last question is, there is a lot of interest from people to join the farmhouse family, either
Yeah.
as actors or actresses or, camera crew and all of that. What are the criteria?
To join farmhouse,
Yes.
Yeah.
you have to be really good and you have to be passionate.
Okay.
We from time to time we invite people to join us, but I tell you, I receive calls almost every week, maybe 5 calls a week.
Oh, wow.
People asking me, I want to be part of your team,
Yeah.
either as a technical or that is coming. It's just because the industry is now stretching itself. We are now getting to the point where the interest is there. And I'm very happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you source your actors and actresses?
Oh, we open auditions.
Oh, okay.
We will come.
So you post
You will
on
come.
your...
I'm looking for it.
Jenny and Maria,
Yeah.
we will have our own film. Our adventures in Ghana.
Yeah, so it's posted on your IG or where?
Yeah, we post it on our IG, and then we also share it to some of our actors who have been working with us, and they post it for us and invite people to come.
So we are joining Farmhouse Production.
Yes,
But the thing
sir.
about us too is that anytime we are in the office, you can walk in and say you want to audition. and we will audition you.
Really?
Then it's
Let's
free.
go audition.
Please don't provoke us.
But we can do it here.
Oh my God. Thank you, Ivan. Say something to the camera so we can close.
Well, I've really enjoyed this. I'm just looking at Jama podcast, and I think that people should make a point to look for Jama podcast and watch it. I know that these two ladies have amazing stuff put together right just for you. So make a date
Like and subscribe.
And subscribe, yes.
We'll see you guys in our next episode. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.